This reorganizational and regular business meeting of the Elwood Union Free School District is called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We begin this meeting by administering the oath of office to Mrs. Weiss, who was re-elected on May 20th to another 3-year term.
I don't have to put my hand on anything? Just raise it, okay. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education according to the very best of my abilities.
I would like to open the floor to nominations to the office of President of the Board of Education. Mrs. Weiss?
Hi, I nominate Mr. James Tomio for the office of President of the United States. James! For President of the Board of Education for the Elwood School District.
Are there any further nominations? Seeing none, the nominations are now closed. We have one nomination for President, Mr. Tomio. All in favor? Those opposed? So moved, 5-0. Congratulations, Mr. Tomio.
Thank you to the full board for your support again for this role. I take this, as you know, very seriously, and I appreciate your confidence and the ability to continue to be the president of the board, not the president of the United States. So I thank you, everybody.
I will now administer the oath of office, Mr. Tomio.
Yeah, you would have gotten paid.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of President of the Board of Education according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
At this time, Mr. Tomio assumes the role of chairperson of this meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Marks. That brings us up to the nomination for the position of Vice President of the Board of Education. I hereby open the floor for nominations for the Vice President of the Board of Education. Nominations. Dr. Siddiqui.
I nominate Mrs. Debbie Weiss for position of Vice President of the Board of Education.
Thank you for the clarity of that. Any other nominations? Seeing no other nominations, the floor is closed for the Vice Presidency for the Board of Education. Do I need a motion or just all in favor? Just all in favor. All in favor for Ms. Weiss. 5-0. Any opposed? 0. Congratulations, Ms. Weiss, on the Vice Presidency.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Ms. Marks will now administer the oath for the office of Vice Presidency for the Board of Education.
Again. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President for the Board of Education according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Ms. Weiss. That brings us up to our first residents' remarks. Any residents wishing to speak this evening? Seeing none, that brings us up to our board recognition of donations this evening. Mr. Edwards or Mr. Scarola?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the following donations. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby accepts the following donations with gratitude. $250 from Elwood SEPTA to support the Social Emotional Learning Program subscription, and $4,746.54 from the Elwood SEPTA to support the purchase of special education furniture and supplies for Harley Avenue Primary School. Thank you so much, SEPTA. I encourage people to join SEPTA. It's a great organization that supports all of our children throughout the district. So thank you so much, SEPTA. And back to you, Mr. Tomio.
Thank you, Mr. Scarola. May I have a motion for the following donations as stated by Mr. Scarola? Motion by Mr. Scarola, seconded by Mr. Edwards. All in favor? 5-0. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda this evening in its entirety? Motion by Mrs. Weiss, seconded by Dr. Siddiqui. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? I'll have a quick comment, actually, that just so everyone is aware at home, the consent agenda this evening is approving all of our positions throughout the district, appointing our firms, our council, and all of that that is needed to operate the district for the rest of the school year, as well as our district clerk and our, what else we got? We got our district clerk, our treasurer, and all of our auditors, internal and external. So that is what consent was for in majority, as well as hires for the new upcoming school year. Alrighty, so we had a 5-0 on that, Ms. Marks. And that brings us up to our policy read this evening. We have a policy on the agenda this evening for a first read. This is policy, did I skip you, Dr. Steele? Sorry, 1 second. Did I skip Dr. Steele? I did skip Dr. Steele. Dr. Steele. Out of order, usually you're in the beginning. I apologize. Dr. Steele, it is your superintendent report prior to the policy.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Tomio. I hope everyone's summer is off to a great start. We are been very busy around here getting things ready for the next school year, and I want to give a special shout out and thank you to our custodians, our maintenance and grounds crew. They have been working tirelessly on making sure our district is tip-top shape, so thank you. Also, our ESY program is underway. That is taking place at Harley Avenue, and that will run until August 11th. So we're happy that that program is underway. And in reference to what you were talking about, Mr. Tomio, the policy that is up for a first read tonight, we had a committee meeting yesterday regarding the New York State law that prohibits the use of student personal internet-enabled devices during the school day and on school grounds. This includes cell phones, smartwatches, iPads, AirPods, earbuds, pretty much any personal electronic device that a student has will be prohibited on school grounds during the school day. Now, districts are required to develop a policy to support this law. And in that policy, we have guidelines and exemptions that we have to follow, and that will be fully explained in the draft of this policy. So after this evening, the policy will be available on our website for the community to view. We will also be hosting a public forum next Wednesday. Information will go out about that tomorrow. That will be a time where the public can attend and give us feedback. And in addition, on Monday, we will be sending out a survey for everyone. The policies will be attached to it in both English and Spanish, so it'll be available for the community to provide feedback for us in that avenue as well. So, and as always, at any time, feel free to reach out to us, any of us at district office, if you have any questions. But after tonight, the draft will be posted on our website. Thank you.
Just a quick question about the survey, Dr. Steele. Is it going to be more of an anecdotal where parents can convey their concerns or share their remarks, or is it going to be a survey that we're going to be taking the data from to help posture the position of what the policy may be enacted as?
It'll be a combination of both. So we'll be asking more direct questions about the clarity of the policy, but then there'll also be a part of the survey where they can offer general feedback to help us formulate the policy as well.
Okay, and will the forum that we're going to be hosting be live streamed?
It will be.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other questions from the board?
When it's live streamed, will there be an ability to take questions and comments from the viewers?
Well, we're working with our technology department on that to see if there's a way for us to enable just the comments so that we can read the comments. But usually our live streams don't enable that, but we're working with our tech department to see if we can enable it for that meeting.
Okay. Just one more reiteration. And again, this policy has to be implemented
By August 1st.
Okay, so that is why we are having a forum over this summer. We're not looking to be non-transparent. This is just a New York State law that we have to enact a policy before August 1st in order for us to
yes.
be compliant. Thank you.
Right, to be compliant, and it also gives each building and us time to communicate with the community on what the expectation will be for the first day of school.
Right.
In addition, each building administrator is working on certain protocols and procedures in their own buildings that adhere to the law as well. So we
And-
want to make sure that everything is clear to
Right.
everyone before the
And
first day
that
of school.
communication, those new procedures will be sent out by communication, whether it's email, Parent Square, whatever, and also will be communicated in each of the orientations that will be coming up, so.
Orientations, handbooks, anything that
It'll
goes
be
out prior
updated in
to
the Code of Conduct.
That is correct.
Perfect, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Dr. Steele, Mrs. Weiss, and all the other members of the committee that met yesterday to talk about some of the, review the policy and kind of really wash out some of the things that we may need to do in Elwood. I think that it is really important for the community to really read the policy, attend the forum, watch the live stream, give feedback. There is going to be an onboarding process to this. This is kind of a big change for our students, and maybe parents can also come on board and try to stop using their devices. But I think that it's really important for everybody to communicate. We don't usually like doing things in the summer because it always seems like people are not thinking about school in the summer, but I think it is really important in this scenario to really make sure that you're well versed in this policy and to really review it and give us feedback because we're really open to it. So thank you.
Sure. And, also, again, just to reiterate, the overall goal is to create a distraction-free environment, right? To have more of a focus on educating. It is not meant to be punitive in any way at all. It's more or less just to create that environment where students can be more focused on why they're in school, and we need to support that. Okay. Before I turn it back over, I do need to turn it over to Mrs. Dunkel for a moment, just for information on our district safety plan.
Thank you, Dr. Steele. Just a reminder to the community, this time annually, we're required to update our school district-wide safety plan. So starting tomorrow, the district-wide safety plan will be available on our website. As always, we're committed to continuous improvement and transparency in all our areas of school safety and preparedness. So a draft, again, will be updated, placed on the website starting tomorrow for 30 days. We will have a public hearing at the August board meeting prior to adopting that plan, and residents are encouraged to review the plan, submit their feedback, as their insights are valuable in enhancing and refining our safety procedures. So again, the plan will be available on the website, as will the email address where you could submit your questions and comments. So thank you.
Great, thank you, everybody. I just want to go right back to the policy that we're going to be speaking about as far as the availability for our residents. I know that we've had some concerns that when we send out Parent Square messages, it only goes out to the parents of people who have students in the building. So how are we going to be, in a short period of time, being able to notify the community at large? Is there anything we can do to advertise maybe on our bulletins outside, the electronic sign? Can we post something at the libraries or other avenues that we can pursue to make sure that that information is out to the community and not just to this subset of parents in the district?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I spoke to the library today. They are in transition, as a matter of fact. They're taking over, someone else is taking over now. So I contacted Mr. Solomon, and there's going to be a new library director. But yes, we will be able to post. We're working on a flyer. Actually, a couple of our principals are working on a nice flyer for us. In addition, we're going to use all of our social media pages and the electronic sign outside to communicate the forums and the fact that you can view this policy on our site.
And can this be made as a bulletin that goes across the website, the school website, to make
Yes.
sure that it's available?
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely.
Also, can we put it in the district bulletin that we send out prior to the start of the year that all residents get?
Oh, yes, the policy, yes, the
So,
availability
maybe
of
you don't
it.
have to list the entire policy, but we can do
Reference it.
a reference and a synopsis of, why we are implementing this policy
Absolutely.
and, who to contact if they need more information or where they can go.
Absolutely.
This way, every resident will get that.
Absolutely.
Will be informed.
Great, thank you, Dr. Steele. Is there anything else for the superintendent's report? Sit tonight?
Oh,
Superintendent's
for
report,
me,
yes.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
it?
didn't know if you were asking if they had any more questions.
No, that comes next, but
No, we're
good.
good.
Okay, great, thank you. So we have in front of us this evening policy number 5695, which is students and personal electronic devices, up for a first read. Once again, to the policy committee and the members who participated on that committee to help bring forth a draft. We appreciate all your hard work. We understand there's a time constraint and that this is, an enacted law, so we have to make a policy that supports that. So we do appreciate all of your hard work. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the policy in front of us before we move forward to a second read? Nothing?
No, the only thing I want the community to understand is that this was, Governor Hochul is making every school district have a policy. This isn't something that we decided we wanted to do. And once again, the state came out with a loose framework, so it's been rather difficult for school districts around Long Island to come up with a policy. So I hope everyone understands this is not something that the school board wanted to do. We were forced to do it. I do think there's benefits, working in schools myself. Kids are addicted to their smartphones, their smartwatches. It will be a transition for everybody, but I think there'll be some benefits with this policy. I know there'll be some concerns, but like I said, once again, I want everyone to realize that this was New York State making every school district on Long Island come up with their own policy. So with that being said, I think it's well written. I think it cuts to the point, and I think I have no other issues with this moving forward to our next read. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Scarola. Anybody else? Questions or comments? So as stated previously, this is going to go to a forum, as well as the survey that Dr. Steele had mentioned. And before that, we'll have to have a special meeting of the Board of Education prior to August 1st in order to adopt this policy before the deadline. So that is before us. So no objections, concerns on it. Ms. Marks, if you could put that on to the next agenda for a second read, please. Great. Thank you. That brings us up to our second residence question.
Wait a minute. The policy has to be adopted before August 1st. So the next Board of Education meeting is not till the end of August, correct? So I think we need to have a meeting put on the agenda prior to that. What do we want to do? Do we want to do, let's say, August 28th?
Like I said, we have to have a special
I
meeting
mean,
before.
July 28th. I'm really messing up today. July 28th?
I think we have to, Ms. Marks will have to send out a doodle poll and survey the board for availability.
Right.
That's what I was saying. It has to just be a special meeting of
Has
the
to be a
board
special meeting prior to August 1st.
So,
Has to be implemented by
we'll
August
flush
1st.
out through the surveys as well as the forum. And then from there, prior to August 1st, we have to have a special meeting of the Board of
Right.
Education.
Right,
So,
okay.
Ms. Marks, in conjunction with putting it on to the second read, will obviously have to put forth, float some dates for availability for the Board of Education. Great. Thank you. Have to have it. Alrighty, that brings us up to our second residence remarks. Anybody wishing to speak? We have one resident in attendance. Alrighty, no residents wishing to speak. That brings us up to our exec agenda. May I have a motion to enter into executive session for the purpose of confidential discussions regarding the potential employment of a particular person? Motion by Dr. Siddiqui, seconded by Mr. Edwards. All in favor, 5-0. We wish everybody a wonderful summer, and we hope to see many people at the forum on Wednesday. Thank you very much, and congratulations to everybody, including Ms. Meyer. Welcome to the dais officially. You're welcome. Alrighty, we're back in open session for the very exciting appointment of our new assistant principal. May I have the motion for the following? Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby accepts the resignation of Erica Cuomo from her position as mathematics teacher effective July 18, 2025, contingent of her subsequent appointment as assistant principal. I have a motion. Motion, Ms. Weiss, seconded by Dr. Siddiqui. All in favor? 5-0. And now we have a motion for the following. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Erica Cuomo, possessing a school building leader's certificate, to a 4-year probationary term as assistant principal in the assistant principal tenure area, effective July 21st, 2025 through July 20th, 2029, with a compensation of $141,637, step 1, prorated. I have a motion. Mr. Edwards, seconded by Mrs. Weiss. Questions or comments? I will make a comment on behalf of the Board of Education. Not welcoming because she's been with us for quite some time now, but congratulating Ms. Cuomo on her appointment to the Elwood School District's assistant principalship. We look forward to your continued growth and for your leadership that you have exhibited so far. So congratulations, Ms. Cuomo, if you were watching from home. So all in favor? Yes, congratulations. And all in favor was 5-0. Alrighty, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion by Mrs. Weiss, seconded by Dr. Siddiqui. All in favor, 5-0. Have a great summer. We'll see everyone at the forum again. Thank you.